link as well. All right, so as far as today's topic, before I get into good counsel, the math, and I talk to you guys about the rivalry and what it's all about, you know, let me just put my hat on. Let me put my hat on. Put my hat on as I address this major news. All right, Bryce Underwood, the nation's top recruit from Michigan, has officially flipped LSU. He flipped LSU, and he is going to be a Michigan Wolverine. Now, granted, again, I'm a fan of the team, super fan. I'm happy for the excitement. I'm happy that, we're relevant because we damn sure ain't been relevant on the field. I'm happy to an extent that, there's something we as Michigan fans can share about. However, at the same time, all right, and this is going to kind of lead in to what we're going to be talking about today. At the same time, it's very important that we as Michigan fans do not get too excited. Understand what won us the national championship last year was not actually a dominant pass game. All right, JJ McCarthy was a good quarterback, yes, but we know the balance that we had for the previous 3 years. We've had a solid ground game, and that was a real compliment to what JJ McCarthy was great at. JJ McCarthy was a great player, but he also had great speed. He can threaten the defense with his run and all that. And one of the things that we have to be very cautious about, because I've seen this, all right? Seen this. In fact, it was back when I was living in Maryland. I was a scout for a company named FBU. And when I was living in Maryland, it was right when DJ Durkin took the job at Maryland. And it was the same feeling that we as Michigan fans are getting when we see this. It was the same feeling when DJ Durkin signed a player named Kasim Hill. And Kasim Hill he went to St. John's, hometown hero, the same story. All right. Same story, new coach, hometown hero, all that stuff. All right. And unfortunately, what happened is Kasim Hill, I think he got like an ACL injury, and I'm knocking on wood. I'm not saying that this is going to happen with Bryce Underwood. I'm praying that it won't happen with Bryce Underwood. But the point of me bringing this up is it's important that people understand football, regardless of the level, it's not going to be about just one quarterback or one player. One player is never going to be the reason that a team achieves success and a team makes it all the way or gets back to their winning ways, whatever it is you want to call it. It's going to be a group, an organization, a unit. So as great as it may feel to be a Michigan fan this morning and knowing that you got that not only did you get the number one recruit in the country, but the number one recruit in the country happens to be right in your backyard, 20 minutes away from your campus, which is a big deal when it comes to recruiting, keeping your recruits home, keeping your best players home. That is actually a big deal. As great as it may feel, it also has to be taken with a grain of salt to understand, hey, we can't just sit back and think that Bryce Underwood himself is going to solve the problem that we're currently seeing in this season, and he's going to be the only reason that we win. So, like I said, I don't have too much time to touch on that. I just have to get that off my chest because I am a fan of the team. I am happy that we're relevant. I'm happy that we're doing something in the recruiting world. Happy that we're actually in the news. Do it for something positives and not how much of a drop off we had from last year. But it is also important to make sure we know, hey, this is kind of the beginning of something, and Bryce Underwood has yet to prove himself on the collegiate level. So it's important that you don't get too excited. All right. So again, shout out to Coach Moore. I know that was an easy, and then not only necessarily shout out to Coach Moore, but whoever hooked up the NIL package and how they stayed relentless and they stayed after it and they got their guy. And again, tomorrow I'll give more of a take on that because I like Jaden Davis. I like his parents. I like the kind of the school he came from. I like the foundation that he has. I like his mentality, and I would have loved to see Jaden Davis be that guy to take us to the promised land and all that. But hey, again, this is a business, and the way the business works, it's incredibly what can you do for me now business, filling a need business. And again, I'll touch on more of that tomorrow. So again, shout out to the Michigan, the hand clap. Let's get a hand clap. Let's get a hand clap. Let's get a hand clap to the Michigan Wolverine faithful. All right. So as far as today, we're going to be discussing another powerhouse, two powerhouse programs, as you can see. Sunday, November 24th.